Yo, what's going on, everybody? Um, I hope you guys like the new hat. Feeling pretty fly. All right. So I was reading over the chat, and a lot of you guys were having a hard time when SPY was pulling back, and you guys couldn't figure out the trend. And we're just gonna get started here. I have the two charts, Amazon and SPY, that we're gonna go over, right? And it's basically a copy. So I like to focus. So when SPY is pulling back, the highest probability, or let's begin with stock selection. Focus on stocks that are pretty close to a level that you set earlier, right? And it's close to that level. And yeah, like I mainly when SPY likes to pull back, I mainly focus on Amazon, Tesla, Apple, sometimes AMD, but those are the stock that closely follow SPY, right? This is basically a mirror image. So if we take a closer look at Amazon and we take a closer look at SPY, right? We got direction. So around, let's say 12:35 a.m., right? This would be the high point of Amazon and SPY, right around there. This would be the highlight of both of them, right? So what a lot of people, and I realize, do is once they see these two big red candles on SPY, right? They think it's just going to continuously dump. And no, it's not. If it continuously dumps, that's not how you trade it. Like you might do it once or twice and get lucky, but if you continuously do it, there's no setup there. Just let it run. So what I like to mainly focus on when SPY is pulling back is literally let it dump all it wants. Once it approaches a critical level, so obviously everybody should have 340 as a critical level on SPY on their charts, right? So what happened is probably a lot of people, once they seen Amazon break this 3,320 level, is they probably got in for puts, and on the next green candle it pushed up and probably hit their stop loss and got out. So if you were a little bit more patient, right, you could have gotten in at a better entry. So here's what happens. So this clean dump right here, and it had volume, right? What you would do is, I knew I was confident enough that I was probably going to see some sort of rejection. And if we take a closer look at what was happening here, right? This SPY candle at 10:45 dumped, went a little bit below 345. The next candle opened at what? 340.21, pushed down a little bit all the way to 340.4 and had a high range of basically retesting 341, right? The next candle is probably where I would have entered once. So now we have a level right here. We have a level at 339.88, right? So imagine we were looking at this like this. Uh, Beautiful. We're looking at it like this, right? And now we know that there is a level at 339. Yes or no? And we take a closer look at Amazon and what it's doing. This is how I personally trade when SPY pulls back. I find it fairly easy to trade. Is on the next candle, once it breaks, so obviously this is not the only confirmation you should have. You should be looking at level 2 time and sales, You should be tape reading. You should be looking at your volume. You should be looking at everything, and also looking at on this green candle where it rejected. There was no big bounce. It was literally maybe it closed a little bit. This looked weak compared to the candle before, right? Suggesting that the market was probably going to push down, right? Once it broke this 339.88 level, and if you've seen on the tape, there was a lot of orders printing below that. I would have entered for either, whether it was Tesla, Amazon, or whatever was at a key level, right? I would trade it. And if we take a look at Amazon here, right? On that first red candle, 1045, it pushed down. On this second green candle, right? It pushed up, but it still was kind of weak. It was still hovering around the $3,320 price mark or level, right? On the breakdown, I don't remember where it was. It could have probably been around 312, 315, but it was definitely pretty close to low of day. You would have all you really needed to do to capture a small move was this. Once you've seen it break this, you would enter for puts wherever the stock was trading at, right? Because you've seen SPY was weak. This doesn't always follow. You have to, like I told you, look at your other confirmations, your volume, uh, your tape reading, your level 2. And we know that we have a level right around 310, right? Once it gave up 310, all you needed to do was capture this move right here. And if you depending on your size, you could have made between $2,000 to $2,000. And that's how you capture that move. And we're going to look at this one more time later on in the day. All right. So just give me a second to zoom out. And beautiful. Okay. So we know 340 is a critical level, right? 340 is a critical level. And if we take a look at the stock, it probably did the same move, right? If we take SPY, right, made a nice bounce after the sell-off, pushed down, another bounce, tested this level. So we do have a key area around 337.41. That's where the bounce was, right? And that's what we're looking for to enter the next trade. And if we take a look at Amazon, it literally mimics SPY. It had that sell-off in the morning, boom. The bounce that SPY followed, the downtrend. Then we had that little bounce right here, right? So now we have to take in mind that this is a new level. Buyers will be stepping up at this level. Boom. Okay? Push down over here, did a little bounce, but it was weak. It was a weak bounce up. We continued the downtrend, and this is where it finally started testing the 337.5 area. So this is where you would start taking the trade. So on this, we had some news about Congress or something not agreeing about the stimulus bill or something. So once that pushed down, it made a new low a day. And this is a great great retest. So where is it? So what happened here is it made a retest of near 340, right? Then tested the low again. So it was making lower lows and lower highs, right? At this critical level, 350, right? Where was where was Amazon? Amazon around, I can't even tell. Is this how you do it? It's not even straight. Okay. So it would have been around 205, 210. So if we take a look around 210 right here, right? Amazon started selling off maybe a little bit before 210. But if we look at the price action, this is probably where I would have entered the trade around here. So SPY pushed down aggressively, no wick on the bottom, right? Let me just move it over a little bit so you guys could see it a little bit clearer. Da, da, da. So if we take a look around here, right? This area right here, SPY, what it did exactly was right here on this candle right there, closed, no wick, right? So what happened is once SPY started pushing down, Amazon pushed below a daily level, but held that daily level. On that next candle, once we seen it retest 337.5 and it was weak, because if you take a closer look, that wick touched 337.5 and started pushing down. That's where I would have entered the trade around here, somewhere around here, right? And as long as SPY kept pushing down, I would have stayed in the trade and you could have captured this whole move right here. And that's basically how you would look to trade SPY, or well, when SPY is pulling back. Just don't FOMO out. Literally don't FOMO out. Just be very patient on all the setups, right? And let it play out. Let the story play out. Let it confirm. You're not going to get in at the top and you're not going to exit at the bottom. You're just capturing a small piece. That's exactly what we're looking for, right? So we know that SPY made that lower day right here around this area. So that's the critical area that we're looking at now. And once it breaks that, you could look for other stocks to trade with setups for puts. And that's how you trade the SPY breakdown. At least that's how I trade it. All right, guys. Later.